character defects. Are you figuring them out? Stay tuned, because that's what we're going to go through tonight on Recovering Addict.
And I'm an alcoholic addict.
Recovering Addict, y'all. Jim, Ingrid, Steve, Henry, Sean, Michelle, David, Rob, Sky, Groove, Kyle, John, Dwight, Megan, Corey, Tracy, Kat, Bobby, Mark and Penny, Jacqueline, Emily, Michelle, or Michael and Asia, Enoch, Alicia, and Sube. Thank you very much, patron supporters. Can't do this without you. How's everybody doing tonight? I'm LT. I'm an alcoholic addict. It is Easter, April 4th, 2021. Made it through COVID sober, most of us, and that's pretty cool. 2 times in my life, I've hit rock bottom. I have been a meth addict. I've been a tweaker. I've taken all kinds of drugs, smoked crack, all the stuff, done acid, you name it. I've pretty much done it. All this new weird stuff. They start talking about polys, and never was into heroin, never was into any downers, but meth, weed, alcohol, my main 3. And loved them. And if I was drunk, I would do anything you put in front of me. I smoked fentanyl before because I was drunk. I wouldn't have if I wasn't drunk, but because I was drunk, I was, I did all kinds of stupid shit when I was drunk. But thanks you guys for being here. This is a channel about recovery. We are a relapse prevention channel. We like to bring the family in. Oh, that's what we're going to continue to do. Tuesday, we're going to kick off our family thing through the big book. We're going to go through To the Families. Is that what it's called? To the Family?
To the Wives.
No, we already did.
Oh yeah. To the Family.
To the Family. So
yeah.
We're going to go through that. And so Tuesday, just remember, grab grab the kids, grab your husband, grab your wife, people who aren't in addiction. Let them know that we're going to be talking about what the big book says about To the Family. And so stick around. We have a Discord, and I should put that up here. That if you are not a part of, you should be a part of it. And this is some announcements that I'm going through real quick. Monday, tomorrow, 12 o'clock, the class starts again. I should have promoted this a little bit sooner, but it's only our second time through it. So I'm kind of not promoting it too heavily. But if you're watching this right now, or you know somebody that could use a crash course in what the steps are and what rehab teaches you, relapse prevention, things like that, it's 6 weeks, Mondays and Wednesdays at 12 o'clock Mountain Time. And right after that, we go into our 1 o'clock meeting. So basically, it's a 2-hour long educational recovery meeting. We're going to talk about emotions. We're going to talk about the 12 steps. Day 1, we go through step 1. Day 2, we go through step 2, and so on and so forth for 12 days in 6 weeks. Absolutely free. It's kind of designed for people who don't have anything locally, who can't afford rehab. Maybe their insurance is still going through, but they want to get involved. And it's just a great place to start getting that recovery. Just as much recovery as you can get smash into your eyes and your ears is wonderful. So then it can all translate to the heart and then come out through life, right? So that's me. That's what we're here. That's what we do.
And I am married to this wonderful man here. I'm Felice. My family had a lot of alcoholics and addicts in my family. I was never addicted to drugs. Was addicted to donuts. Still am. Love them. But this is my beautiful niece right here.
Everybody knows Ariana. She knows how to do that. Look what I can do.
Great at cartwheels.
And if you guys watched our awesome little infomercial, she's the one at the end. That's her.
Killing it.
So what do you like? What do you want? What do you need to tell them? Not today?
Oh, my mom said hi, sis.
Hey, there's your mom.
What did you say?
How did you know she'd be on tonight? How did you know?
If you guys want to subscribe them on YouTube, click on it and click on them on Facebook.
On Facebook, on YouTube.
Okay, I gotta hear this first.
Very
and here's
good.
Millie. Hi. Hi. Video. Ready? Here, Dad. Haha.
How did he know?
Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
Awesome. Well,
Anytime she sleeps
there's
somewhere.
our little terrors in our house. Kate
God.
Brogler says, I'm in Australia. Could I join the meeting? Absolutely. Kate, get too
Yep,
loud.
so we are all about family recovery here.
Absolutely. I want to do it safe, so out of the country would be great. Yeah, I don't know what time 12 o'clock is in Australia on Utah time. So currently at this very moment is Sunday night at 8:05 p.m. Australia is tomorrow about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's Monday 1 o'clock for you all. So whatever that translates to, whatever 12 o'clock noon is. But you are more than welcome. Join our Discord. We have other people in Australia as well. We have a lot of friends in Australia that are in our group, and you can get to know them and all that kind of good stuff. But yes, Kate, join us, please.
Awesome.
All right, I'm going to sit back and let Fleece talk to
that
air,
was
buddy.
a great cartwheel. I agree.
Look at you.
That's awesome. Millie's been doing handstands. She's been doing cartwheels. So we got winner. First one here was Troy. Welcome. Good evening, fam. Hope everyone had a beautiful Easter. We did have a beautiful Easter. What is up, Michael Teeter? Hello, Mo. Glad to see you. What's up, Alicia? Great lady right there. We also have Stephanie. Happy Easter, guys.
Steph.
Hope you are all good. Showtime. Polly. Yo. That's
Yo,
about-
Paulie. What's up, Paulie Pinch?
That about sums up Polly right there.
Yo.
No, it wasn't even an excited one.
Yo.
Period. Just yo.
I'm at my mom's house. Yo. I'm taking
Yo.
care of my mom's.
Yeah. Evening, Sean. Welcome. Hi, Grandma T. Happy Easter. Happy Easter, Petey. Happy Easter, Sylvia. What's up, Jeanette? Congratulations. Petey. Hello. Hashtag share squad. Share us out if you're on Facebook. Even if you're on YouTube, copy that link and share it to your friends.
Morgan Green.
What's up, Brittany? Happy Easter, Jerry. And I say hi. What's up, Jerry?
What's up, Jerry? The truth.
Zulma. Happy Easter. Marilyn, is always a pleasure to see you, my lady. What is up, Matt? Going to rehab tomorrow in Austin, Texas.
Woo! All right,
Awesome.
dude. Keep us informed and let us know how that goes. And if you're able to join some of our meetings, and because we have a daily in the Discord, we drop links for every single day at 1 p.m. Utah time, Mountain time, a meeting. We have a recovery meeting. Sometimes it goes an hour, sometimes it goes 4 hours. But bro, if you can get in there and maybe drop on us some of the new knowledge that you're learning, and refresh a bunch of our memories that have been in recovery for a minute, dude, that'd be great.
And please update us on the freeway and your thoughts.
We just got back
In
from
Texas.
Dallas, Texas, and it was crazy.
Just curious. What's up, Mad? Glad you're here.
Mad.
Awesome. Positive vibes from Jeanette.
Yeah.
Who else? Yes, join our Discord. There's the link. It's in the chat. Both sides. Ariana. Yep, Matt, just be willing and open-minded. Happy Easter, Polly.
And happy Easter, guys.
Jeanette wants to know why so early for the class.
It's because in addiction, we cried about everything, right? We cried about discipline. We cried about this. We cried about that. And I was like, when would Jeanette hate me to post this class? I know, noon. I'm going to post it just to make Jeanette mad. That's the only reason. That
There you
is
go, Jeanette.
the only reason.
Hope
Tell
that
Alan
answered
we
your
said hi.
question. What is going on, peeps? Welcome, my turn. Matt says he lives on South Padre Island. I've been on the run. I need help. Good thing you're going to Austin, right? That's the same dude. Yeah. Secrets. Hey, Carla. Oh, I saw you in here, Bob. I seen you. What'd you say?
Happy
Bobby.
Easter, guys, and have a very good Easter.
Thank you, honey. Yay, glad you're here, Bob.
I'm going to answer this question real quick. My turn says, how are we supposed to go to an in-person meeting when you have to work, you have to find a place to live, and start in a new job? Fleece, did you cut your hair?
No, I just took my glasses. Hold on, is this better?
She just flicked it behind her ear.
Boom.
How are you supposed to go to a meeting, in-person meeting? I mean, an in-person meeting is very valuable, and we look at Recovering Addict as a supplement, as being digital. And I kind of just always think about excuses and addiction, and I'm not trying to attack you in any way here, but what would you put off? What would you do for your addiction? What would you do for your drinking? Put as much energy as you put into your addiction, into your recovery. You'll find time. It's not like you have to be there every day, 7 days a week, all day long. You know, you can choose one meeting a week And 1 hour out of your day is only 4% of your day. No excuses. And if you make that one day a week, you'll find it. If you want it, you'll find it. Everybody has the exact same 24 hours a day in their days. It's just how we decide to spend it. And I understand getting a job's hard and looking for a job and all that. And sometimes the meetings, and it just depends on what you have locally. And, it may be that it doesn't work out. And if it doesn't work out, then you find places like this until something comes about. But you do what you can, and you put as much energy into your recovery as you do your addiction.
100%. Hey, what is up, Carla Bell? Morgan's here. Hey.
Hey, Morgan.
Let's see. I think that was everybody. I'm glad you're downloading that app there, Kate. Yeah, get involved. I have lots of Zoom meetings. Zoom meetings are awesome. You already answered him. And then, yes, Lish's meeting. She's doing a Zoom meeting starting up tomorrow, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, Utah time. So please join Liz in the Zoom meeting.
So just to give you an idea of everything we have to offer here at Recovery and Addict at your disposal, in your pocket. Like I always tell everybody, you go to inpatient rehab 30, 60, 90 days, you have to get involved. If you go there and just sit on the couch, you're not getting anything out of it. You go to IOP, you got to get involved. Right now, in front of you, in your pocket, on your phone, you have a 24-hour support system through this app right here, Discord, and you go to the Recovery and Addict server. On top of that, just tomorrow alone, noon, we have a 12-step class followed immediately by a 1-hour recovery. Later that day at 6 p.m., Alicia's going to run a recovery meeting. And then we usually have a late one every night, 8 to 10 o'clock-ish every evening. And it's just there for support. In that Discord, if you are looking and struggling, can we please start a meeting? Or I'm in the meeting. Can you guys jump in? If you go and start learning Discord, you swipe to the left, you see all the channels, all the rooms, you go to the scheduled Zoom meetings, you scroll down just a little, scheduled Zoom meetings, there's a link, that first link that's right in front of your face. Anybody can click that and start a meeting. Say, hey, I'm in the meeting. Can we talk? So you have no excuse. I mean, just in that alone, one day, we have over 16 plus hours a week at your service and 24 hours of please help. And there are people here. Trust me, I've seen it. I saw last week was blowing my mind. We had people show up still high. I just got rid of it. I don't know what to do. And we made a plan for that week to jump in at various times to help them through various hours of the day that were difficult. And it works. I'm telling you, I mean, we recover better together is our motto for a reason, because it works.
Yes, it does. 100% agree. Merc is here. Welcome, Merc. I'm here. Ate too much, possibly going into a food coma. If I disappear, I love you all and hope y'all had an amazing Easter. Jeanette says, Alan says you're sexy LT.
Thank you.
I would 100% agree with that, Alan.
Thank you, sir.
Ellen. My middle name is Ellen.
Ellen.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I'm trying to get a mosquito.
Hi, Misha. I love Misha. Yes, Bob says 90 meetings in 90 days is always a good start.
Absolutely. 90 and 90. That's one of the cliches. We've been talking about cliches. Well, I have anyway. And why they work is because, or why they become cliches is because they work. Like 90 and 90. What do you do when you do 90 and 90? You're involved in recovery. You're meeting a bunch of people in recovery. And for that 1 hour a day that you used to spend drinking, you are now replacing with recovery. We talk about nature abhorring a vacuum. It's the way a water pump works, right? The pump goes down and pulls back up. It creates a vacuum, so it sucks up that water. Anything nature hates, nature abhors a vacuum. It's a fact scientifically. Look it up. And the same thing with our mentality and our bodies and our spirit. You remove something, you have to replace it with something, or it's going to be vacuumed back into a negative space. Check it out. Look into that if you don't believe me.
That's right. He does. Loving your positivity and family vibe. That's why I'm here. I got to put it in. I do Zoom meetings, NA, and just looking for more support. So the app is excellent. Thanks for doing what you're doing and reaching my feed.
Awesome.
Yeah, glad I made it to you.
Me too.
Lish, looks like some people are pretty excited to start that meeting.
Heck yeah. That's going to be awesome.
Say you're amazing. Look, see, Mo can't wait. Love it. Yes. And if we want, Teeter can do a Zoom tonight.
Awesome. Yeah. Everybody, as soon as this live stream is over, do me a favor. If you know who I'm talking about, Brad Kendall, shoot him a message for me. Everybody, just I've been talking to him. Nothing alarming. Just shoot him a message. Say, yo, bro, win a Jeep and disappear.
Right? Oh, Misha used to love me. Oh, she does love me. She fixed it. The first one said, Misha loved you.
Misha loved you.
I
That's creepy.
was like, oh, not anymore. It's past tense.
Misha loved you.
She loves me again. It's okay, guys.
Did you say hi to this person?
Nope. Kenjam Joji. Hello from India. Thank you for reminding.
I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, glad you're here,
Awesome. Let us know a little bit about you. I'd love to know what the addiction recovery scene looks like over there in India. That would be really cool. Get involved with us. I'd love to meet you.
bud. Good news from Jeanette. She gets to go pick up her boy. That's
Yes.
exciting.
Feels good.
And yes, Merc, please put that number in the chat.
Put his number in the chat.
Brad, I can't say that.
Oh, there he is. He was hiding in the digital bushes. I had to say something to bring him out. I mean, like, gosh, Brad, like, we need to hear that voice of yours, brother. Everybody go ahead and give Brad a call.
It's what is it?
All right. So every day at 1 o'clock Mountain Time, PM, Utah time, we read the Just for Today. So on our live streams, we go through the 24-hour a day. The Just for Today is an NA daily inspiration. We're making our way right through that thing. I almost don't want to quit just reading Just for Today's because we're making our way through this book. It's pretty cool. But on the live stream, we go through the 24-hour a day, which is Alcoholics Anonymous. It's an AA thought of the day. It's a meditation for the day, and it's a prayer for the day. So we're going to read that right now. And everybody, ready? Sunday night, it's Easter. We've had, hopefully good days with our family. If not, we've had a struggle of a day. Time to clear that out. Time to clear our head space and get into recovery, get into our self, push emotions away. This is where we start taking control of our lives. We're going to talk about character defects here in a second. So let's cleanse ourselves, right? A big deep breath. Recovery. Let's get into recovery mentally and physically. And it's time. Okay.
Tell him. She's like browbeating you guys.
Yeah, that's my girl. Right there. She's just rocking on.
Yeah.
All right. So the AA thought of the day. It says, when I came into AA, I found men and women who had been through the same things that I'd been through. But now they were thinking more about how they could help others than they were about helping themselves. Love that part. You give what was freely given back, right? They were a lot more unselfish than I ever was. By coming to meetings and associating with them, I began to think a little less about myself and a little more about other people. I also learned that I didn't have to depend on myself alone to get out of the mess I was in. I could get greater strength than my own. We recover better together, right? Here's the question. Am I now depending less on myself and more on God?
And Jesus.
And the meditation
And
of the day.
Jesus.
And that girl.
And Mary.
You cannot help others unless you understand the person you are trying to help. To understand the problem and temptations of others, you must have been through them yourself. You must do all you can to understand others. You must study their backgrounds, their likes, their dislikes, their reactions, and their prejudices. When you see their weakness, do not confront the person with them. Share your own weakness, your own sins, and your own temptations, and let other people find their own convictions. I think we were talking about that today in the 1 o'clock meeting. How do you confront somebody that has a problem, and they may not necessarily know that they're doing drugs, but us addicts, I thought we were tricking a lot of people, right? But how do you confront them? And the best way, and it even says it in the big book written back in 1939, is to go there and just share your story. Talk about your weaknesses, right? Talk about your temptations. And let them start seeing it for themselves inside them own selves. And then you're not confronting them, you know what I mean? So here's our prayer of the day. I pray that I may serve as a channel for God's power to come into the lives of others. I pray that I may try to understand them. Any comments?
I just covered my mouth.
Good job. Thanks. I'm not sure what's going on here.
Why
Did
is
I
my
fix
W's
it?
not on?
I think I fixed it.
I send him a message and then he pops up on the show. Hey, thanks, Petey.
Thanks, Petey.
So, if you saw Brad's number, that is a mix of his phone and his home number. So you can try it. I just don't think you'll reach him.
Put it in some like number thing and just have him and call every number that pops up. Yeah.
She's
You got to see her eat a cheeseburger.
right, Kelly. Right.
Sweet.
Hey.
Alrighty. So character defects. What do y'all know about character defects? How many of you studied character defects? And are you doing a step 10? And you don't have to be on step 10 to do a step 10. Is taking your personal inventory. You're going to hear that a lot in recovery. You're going to go to the rooms. I took my inventory today. I took my inventory last night, and I stopped throughout the day. I do spot checks of my inventory. And when we talk about our inventory, we're talking about our character defects. You know, we're stopping. We're taking a look at how we're living. When I first got into my IOP and I started transitioning out, I set up a relapse prevention plan, and my plan was to stop a couple times a day, 2 to 3 times a day, and analyze the previous 3 hours just to see where my head was at. Am I being like this or like that? Am I on the road to recovery? Am I on the road to relapse? And then I would change course. The cool thing is we can start our day over at any time. We don't have to stay in that funk. It's up to us. You just battle it with your thoughts, right? And so I'm going to put a thing up on the screen. I'm going to allow you guys to take a screenshot of this, and it's 17 character defects, which we will be going through here shortly. 3, 2, 1. Screenshot. Alrighty. If you didn't, you just screenshotted us probably. But we're going to go through this little Immersion Recovery Center article that I found on confronting character flaws in recovery. And then we're going to go through all 17 character defects. Get your pens, get your papers out. If you want to take notes, this is a great time. And really start looking inward at yourself and seeing where these need to be fixed. The better we take care of ourselves through our character, getting rid of these character defects, the happier we are in life, and the less likely we're going to slip back into our addiction. Humans are flawed by default. At the very least, each of us has several minor character flaws and a few major ones, right? Like some of them apply. Oh yeah, this a little bit, but that one, that's my battle. You know, we got both of those. For most people, our major flaws will cause the most trouble. When our imperfections start to negatively affect ourselves or other people, that causes for concern. Okay, if it's starting to spew out onto other people, it's definitely a cause for concern. It's critical for those in recovery to address their more major character flaws, but learning how to handle them isn't something you can learn in a day. Those who don't address their character flaws often find that they can't experience real happiness in sobriety. Now, listen to this. You've probably heard this cliche, right? Those who do not address their character flaws often find that they cannot experience real happiness in sobriety, and this becomes what's known in the 12-step program community as the dry drunk syndrome. Have you heard of that? My aunt said that earlier today in the Zoom meeting. She's like, man, my dad quit drinking and he was harder to get along with, you know, and that is dry drunk. That's just because we talk about alcoholism, right? You remove the alcohol, you're still left with the ism. And these character defects are that ism. You don't start working on that ism, you're still a miserable, irritable, restless, ornery person without the drugs, and that is referred to as dry drunk. Someone who no longer drinks alcohol or uses drugs, but behaves in many ways as if they are still in the midst of addiction. No bueno. What are you doing? You dropping your Instagram? You dropping your Instagram? Dropping your Twitter handle? Which one is that?
I'm not familiar.
Is this your mom's Twitter handle?
Follow Kelly at mom568.
Ariana at 54. And yes, congratulations real quick to Jeanette. Brad,
Talk about it.
we got a vehicle. So I've been hijacked. It was a 2013 CRV, and she's very proud of it. Hasn't had one in a couple of years, so it's amazing. Jeanette, very proud of you. Very proud of what you're doing.
Welcome, Leslie. Happy Easter to you too.
And Carlos says, I turned off my phone instead of a screenshot. One more time, please.
I do that all the time.
Okay,
I had to get used to the new iPhone because when you actually pick it up and you hit these two buttons, you hit these two buttons at the same time, it takes a screenshot. I had 400 screenshots saved, but here it comes one more time. 3, 2, 1, contact. Character defects, 17 of them on the right hand side is character assets. We will talk about how to take your inventory with this sheet here in just a little bit. But first we're going to finish this article, and then we're actually going to go through 17 of them right here, y'all. And I want you to think about it tonight. I want you to think, if you don't understand what character defects are, there's a list of them in the description of this video. Go through and read them. And if you know what it means, you have an educational understanding of what that character defects and what its total definition is, move on to the next one. And if you don't know it, look it up, study it, and then apply it to yourself. Make sure you get to know every single one of them.
Morgan said, I still didn't get it. I'm too slow. We'll leave it up for 2 minutes.
Okay, here we go. On the count of 3. Ready? There you go. Did you get it?
How about now?
You know what?
Rewind.
Let's not worry about that right now. I will drop it in the Discord, okay? Look in the Discord and look into the classroom. I'll drop it. I'll tag everybody. It'll be in there. We'll just make this easy.
Real quick, Brad said, nice teeter, love it, because the sponsor got a new Jeep. Only thing wrong. And we're back.
I'm sorry about that.
It's all good. It happens. I've done
Love
it a couple
y'all.
times.
Love you all.
That's why I don't touch that no more. I got grounded.
You're grounded. If you're happy and you know it, slap Felice.
No, what? That's not the game. Yeah. So I'm going to drop the link to the Discord so you guys can get that later.
Yeah, Zoomla, we will put it in the Discord. Watch it for there. I will tag everyone. And but tonight we're going to go through exactly what those are. And like I was saying earlier, as we go through these, if you don't know what one means, write it down, look it up. The more you know, the more you understand, the better your recovery is going to be. Put as much effort into recovery as you did your addiction, and you're not going to fail. Recovery is the best high that you can ever have, and it only gets better with time, especially if you are actively putting pressure on it. No matter how spiritually advanced we become, a lot of times, 90% of the people in this world, their sobriety is contingent on their spiritual state, right? You got to work on your spirituality and your spiritual strength, your spirit in your soul inside you. You got to work on that. But no matter how advanced we become, we always struggle with imperfections. Humans are imperfect and fallible. And the beauty of recovery is that we learn to embrace many of these imperfections while continuously striving towards self-betterment. We learn to be less hard on ourselves, more forgiving. We learn that we are fallible and that making mistakes can be a learning experience so long as we begin looking at them from a new perspective. However, there are some mistakes that we probably should not repeatedly make. Agreed? We all have some inherent flaws that we can't simply brush aside while saying, oh, well, I'm only human. True, we are only human, but we can't just not, just shrug them off. We should take care of them. And by taking care of them, we are going to be happier people. We are not going to relapse if we stay focused on these things. It's possible. And on top of that, we are going to affect everybody around us, our family, our closest family, friends, acquaintances and work friends and all that stuff. It's just gonna shine through. Jessica says,
hey guys, my husband is joining me tonight. I'm so thankful for that.
Awesome. That's
Very cool.
Always good news. Family recovery. We recover better together.
Very cool. Welcome, Jessica's husband. Glad you're joining us. Also, Nicole said she got a screenshot, so she put it in the Discord. So y'all
Bam.
can see it there.
Thank you, Nicole Rollo, helping us out.
The opposite
Love
of
it when you guys
addiction
take some weight
is
off my
connection.
shoulders. The opposite of addiction is connection, Paul. You are absolutely right on that one. You can talk for a second. I'm gonna rest.
Oh, Jessica, remind me. Which you the addict? He's not. You're both addicts. What's the situation? Very curious. Bob says, I'm on step 4 and 5 again. The church Christian recovery group I attend has us working through a book called Regenerate. Did another 4, now do 5 with somebody. Scary Mary. I dug in a lot deeper.
Awesome,
Very cool,
dude.
Bob.
I'd love to hear your thoughts in a meeting on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Join us on a Zoom meeting, Bob. We'd love to hear from you.
It's been a long time.
Hi, guys. Hope it's well. Missed ya. What's up, Facebook user?
FYI, Facebook user, if you are in the group, so we have YouTube, we have our private Facebook group and our Facebook page. If you're in the private group, you're remaining anonymous, and if that's the way you want it, we will keep it that way. But if you want your name displayed, you can either approve it or jump onto YouTube.
Yes.
Up to you. Just
Nicole
FYI.
said that is in recovery content if you're on the Discord.
Sick. Thanks, Nicole. Awesome.
Perfect timing for Kate, she says. Character defects, perfect topic.
Yeah.
Yes, and good on the hubby, Jess.
Okay, let's
Struggling
get into
for
this.
higher power.
A character flaw is an imperfection that gets in the way of your personal progress and recovery. Repeat. A character flaw, a character defect, is an imperfection that gets in the way of your personal progress and recovery. A flat tire is a defect in your car, and you cannot drive with a flat tire. With a defective tire, you cannot drive, right? That's the same way with us. Our character defects in the book Drop the Rock is defined as a rock tied around your neck as you're trying to swim across a river, right? Trying to get to point A to point B, swimming through a river with a rock tied around your neck is not going to happen. You got to drop the rock to progress through recovery. And potentially, so these character defects, these character flaws, potentially hurt those around us. Character flaws do not point to an innate moral failing. It's not an innate moral failing, but rather an area that requires immediate and serious attention. As soon as you dive into the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous, your eyes are going to open to the new ways in which you interact with the world around you. Huh? So true. In some instances, you might be engaging in self-destructive behavioral patterns that you were not even aware of. See, we don't know until we don't know what we don't know. And until we know, we don't know. And that's why I say, if you don't understand the definition of these character defects we're going to go through, look them up and then apply them to yourself. Because we may be engaging in self-destructive behavioral patterns that we are not aware of. As you slowly and thoroughly make your way through the 12 steps, you begin to notice your own personal character flaws, and you eventually learn how to effectively overcome them. So what is a character flaw? A character flaw or character defect is any type of imperfection in the way of how a person thinks and behaves. Some flaws, like sleeping in a little bit past your alarm every morning or taking showers that could be considered too long by normal standards, are not negatively impacting anyone. Perhaps you have to rush to get ready some mornings, but you still make it to work on time. Flaws like these should definitely be worked on, but not necessarily with the same urgencies. So we're going to look at some common character flaws that individuals in recovery tend to uncover. Okay. So the picture that Nicole just dropped in the Discord, hang on to it, save it, use it, print it, and look over it. It is designed to be a daily inventory at the end of the night. And you rate yourself from 1 to 3, 0 if that character defect didn't affect you at all and you were actually in the asset. And you rank it, mild, 1, 2, medium, 3, severe. And if you are, and you go through all 17 of them and then you add it up. Monday, I scored a 19. Whoa, my character defects were high today. The next day, and then throughout the week, you see where your character defects, if they're growing or dropping, and it's going to keep you aware cognitively of your behavior So, and the point is, right, to get better, be happy, and not relapse. So the first one we're going to look at is impatience. The character asset is patience. We did a live stream not too long ago. I think it was like 4 live streams in a row just to get through it. But we did one whole live stream. But it's 22 ways to help improve your patience. Impatience, lack of patience, annoyance because of delay, opposition, restlessness, eagerness to go somewhere or do something. Real quick, anybody in the comments drop it. What happens when you're impatient? How could this negatively affect you and those around you by us being impatient? Me, I think of construction, and the first thing that comes to mind is the last time I really threw a huge fit was cutting sheetrock when we were remodeling the house. Instead of being patient, measuring twice and going over to the piece and measuring twice, and then maybe even a third time, cutting it correctly, making sure it fit, and then screwing it on. I was in such a hurry and I was so impatient that I threw it up on the wall. It didn't fit right, tried to cut it, it cracked, and then I ripped it off the wall and threw it across the room. Cost me another $18, whatever it is, for a piece of sheetrock. Another 2 hours because I had to get in the car, drive down there, come back. Then I had to remeasure, recut, and then I had to be patient, right? Eventually you have to be patient because you're not going to get it done correctly if you don't, right? We make horrible decisions. We are very rude and mean to people. And you can see how this builds up a lot of frustration and a lot of anger, which could possibly lead you saying what? Screw it. I'm getting drunk. I'm getting high.
Mm-hmm. Just says I or we get irritated.
Yeah.
Godfather says, I hate cutting sheetrock.
Me too. Like touching sheetrock, I'll do it if I have to, but it's like fingernails on a chalkboard to me. Procrastination. How many procrastinators do we got on there? I bet you guys would probably type it in the chat, but you'll do it later, huh? Procrastination is to put off doing something that should be done today. There's things that we can put off. It's not always like, oh crap, it's a character defect shining through. There are things we can put off, but if there are things that should be done today and you put them off, how can that affect your life in a negative way and cause you to relapse? That's one question we had to go through and answer each one of these and show how each one of these in 3 different ways could cause us to relapse. Think about how. So when I tell you to write it down, look up the meaning, apply it to yourself, I want you to contemplate what procrastination looks like in your personal life, not anybody else's. We're not working their program. We're not telling them how to do it. We're looking at ourselves. And how can this negatively affect you? Say, if I procrastinate, this, and this can happen. And how will it cause me to relapse? How does the snowball get going so big and so fast from procrastination? And use that on every single one of these. How does this negatively affect me? How does this negatively affect those around me? And how could this cause me to relapse? Which is going to be the worst effect, right? That's when it's like, the bomb just goes off, right? Laziness. Not willing to work. Not willing to exert oneself physically, mentally, emotionally, and or spiritually. Putting off responsibility. How was your day today? Okay, well, today's everybody gets a pass. You know what I mean? It's Easter Sunday. I hope all of you were being very lazy. I hope and pray that you guys were with family, eating lots of mashed potatoes or funeral potatoes or resurrection potatoes and ham. I hope it was a day like that. But look at it tomorrow and look at it yesterday. Laziness, not willing to work or exert oneself physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. I'm lazy on the spiritual one. It's one that I need to work on spiritually. So at night, I've been shutting the TV off, when I start feeling a little tired, and I'll throw on the Bible app and just push play and listen to it. In the morning, I try to pray. This morning, we got up and prayed. Link and I jammed out to some awesome music, and today was a good spiritual day for me. Tomorrow, I'll have to work on that. Laziness. mentally, emotionally, or spiritually, putting off responsibility, period. This one's huge right here. This one's usually a big one for a lot of people. And a lot of people don't realize that this one is really permeated in their life. But criticism is to focus on people or things for the purpose of devaluating them or building yourself up. Google criticism. Look up what the definition of that means. Get into what understanding gossip is and how devious we can be in with that. A lot of people I've seen gossip, and gossiping, we don't need to talk about each other. I mean, if somebody's doing something good, yeah, hey, this person's doing good, let's do this for them. But hey, guess what this person's doing, you know? We don't need to negatively talk like that, because in reality, we're putting them down to build ourselves up. And a lot of people will cover up gossip with, hey, will you say a prayer for Johnny? Because Johnny's doing this. You know what I mean?
Did you see that lady comedy skit on that?
Uh-uh.
Oh, she did one. That's funny. I thought that's what.
That's it.
No, that was
Drop
it.
it.
That was it. I was like, he must have saw the same one I saw.
Oh, I see. I'm waiting that long, I think. Go ahead.
That's pretty funny though. Ouch.
Hey, thank you for
I'll
dropping
read
super
this one.
chats. I didn't get to that. I apologize, but thank you so much.
That was Steph.
Steph and Sean.
Stephanie. I just missed Sean's. Sorry, Sean. Didn't mean to. Desmond,
Ouch,
real quick.
character
Hold on.
defects.
Let me start up at the top. Let's start with Desmond. He says, people wanting me to finish typing. They're all bloody impatient. You're welcome, Des. Now they all know
But
that
we
they
don't
need to
got
work on
all day, Des.
that. I just needed to get that out of the way real quick. Okay, back to ouch. Oh, you're way up here. You're way behind.
Did you answer this?
It's not a question.
Ouch. Character defects, character flaws. Took me 5 years to get to that. I was 1 to 3, 2, 3 stepper. Taking a look at myself, messed up core beliefs, yet I changed one day at a time. Amen, Uncle Daddy.
I have been putting them up as you speak, though. Let's see. Douglas says it will cause me stress, and then my addiction will kick in. That was about, was it laziness?
Any of them? I'm not sure exactly.
That's what that one was about.
Criticizing. Criticizing, and if you've heard me go through these character defects, the one that always sticks out with me all the time, and I say it a lot, is I would criticize my bosses, upper management, and then I got to a point where I'm starting to really recognize things as I'm working my recovery. There's a group of people holding toolboxes down with their elbows, you know, and you go up to talk to the crowd, and I imagine this like this everywhere because I'm 41 and I've seen it in multiple places. If we weren't talking about other people, if we weren't criticizing other people, there's hardly anything to talk about. I noticed, and I would have to like force myself. I don't want to be involved in this conversation and leave. And sometimes that's what it takes.
Yeah, it's hard not to get involved. There's a lady at work that people like to talk about, but I like to get along with everybody. So it's hard to be the one person that's like, I like her.
Well, you don't have to like her.
I do like her.
I don't.
Quit gossiping.
Oh, dang it. Here we go. How could criticizing cause you to relapse? You'll notice as you start working these, as you start meditating on these daily and applying them to your life, you'll see how they work together. A character defect isn't just a singled out one character defect that smacks you in the chest. A character defect will smack you this way, uppercut you with the next one, like criticizing, right? Oh, this person just relapsed and did this and that. Pow! You are actually smacking yourself with criticism. You go this way, and then you get uppercutted by false pride saying, I'll never do that. And before you know it, you're slipped off, and then bam, your judgment on them just fell on your own head. And I've seen that happen a million times. And you'll see how like these all work together to hurt us initially. The next one is false pride. Any pride in self that is dishonest, not based on a true, honest appraisal of self. I'm good enough. I can be the designated driver. I've got 3 months clean. I can go hang out at this party all night long, and it's not going to affect me. That is false pride. Claiming a chip, saying you're 6 months sober when you know 3 months ago you relapsed. That's false pride. taking credit for things you didn't do. That's false pride. You know, false pride, that was a tough one for me to really get into and understand, but false pride is very sneaky and it can cause you to relapse real quick. Anything?
Just OMG, yes. And Chismosa Spanish for gossip.
Chismosas. Yeah.
Oh,
Chismosa.
I don't speak Spanish.
Chismoso
Teeter.
and chismosa, sí. Yo sabe todo. Yo hablo
Cheese.
mucho español, Michael Teeter. Pinchy chismoso. Sorry, that was a bad word. Self-importance. Having or giving an exaggerated opinion of yourself. This is a really good one. And it's not just bragging about yourself. There is that time where you cross the line out of humility and you're like, look at me, look what I can do and all that stuff. Yeah, that's self-importance too. But a lot of times self-importance can disguise itself in thinking everybody's thinking about you. You walk in the room and you're all of a sudden clammed up because you think everybody's thinking about you and your perception is wrong. Not everybody's thinking about you. We're not that important. And usually if you walk into a room, they're wondering what you're thinking about them and not like judging you. You know what I mean? Having or giving an exaggerated opinion of yourself. I got smacked in my IOP with self-importance when I was referring to my dad. I said, why did I have to have a dad that couldn't do this? He's like, oh, you're that important that, oh, why do I not deserve a dad? You know, hey, you got the dad you got. You're not any more important than anybody else, and you don't deserve any break in life that anybody else has or hadn't had. I was just like, whoa, my counselor was pretty rough sometimes.
He was a good guy. Jeanette says, it's so very hard to be sweetened when at work. I feel you, Felice. I catch myself saying things like, well, we don't know what they're going through in their life, or hopefully they find peace. I say that too. I'm like, we don't know what they're going through. Maybe they're having a hard time right now.
True.
Maybe they're stressed out. Maybe they know more than you know. Sweden. Like the place?
Sweden.
My whore from Sweden.
Self-condemnation. Blaming yourself inaccurately and putting yourself down. Would you talk to your spouse, we can make jokes about this all day, so take it on the serious side. Would you talk to your mom like, oh, you piece of crap, when she makes a small minor mistake? Would you tell her that she's a pile of crap because of the things she's done in her past? My point is, look at the way you talk to yourself. And on top of that, is the negative things you yell at yourself about accurate? Are you a piece of crap? No, literally, you are not.
It'd be gross if you were.
Yeah. And on top of that, our imaginations and that desire to beat ourselves up through whatever we've been through in life is always way more than it is in reality. I say that I call myself bad names all the time over small, stupid stuff. And it's not a good, healthy habit to have about yourself. The opposite of that, the character asset would be self-evaluation. Do you value yourself? Are you giving yourself the nutrition your body needs? Are you giving your mind and ears the education and the nutrition it needs to grow in life? And are you loving and forgiving yourself? What we did in the past is over. Today, right this second, is this moment forward is brand new. There's nothing we can do about what happened yesterday. And to sit here and yell at ourselves negatively and beat ourselves up is completely pointless. That's a character defect, self-condemnation. Dishonesty and lying. We all know this one. Lying, cheating, breaking rules, stealing. Are you copying tests? Are you still telling lies, even small little white lies to get a little head in life? Are you keeping the extra $5 if the tiller gives it to you? You know, that kind of stuff. And the obvious character asset is honesty. And then I would encourage you to read chapter 5, how it works on honesty. Insincerity. To be deceptive, insincerely to be deceptive. Now, I could take this example with Felice and criticizing this person that she works with. Now, if this person comes up to me and I pretend to really enjoy a conversation, would that be insincere? Kind of like Jordan Peterson says, don't lie, or always tell the truth, but if you can't, at least don't lie. And that kind of goes with this insincerity. Because if I sat and made this person feel like that I was sincerely involved in what they're saying, even though I disagree or I don't like them, that's insincerity. That's deceptive. That's misrepresenting emotion. How could insincerity get us into trouble? How could it cause us to relapse? And how could it hurt those others around us? Self-justification. We were very good at this one. My son got in an accident in 2017. Self-justification flag came up and people applauded it. Oh, I understand. I get it. Yeah, I would do the same thing. Yeah, it was easy to get away with because people don't understand that self-justification is not a good thing. Making excuses for your negative thoughts, your feelings, and behaviors, or a needless explanation of yourself. We talked about that in the Zoom meeting today, about if you're coming up with excuses and if you have to over-explain your excuse, you're only really trying to convince yourself. The opposite of self-justification is taking responsibility. Self-pity. Distorted thoughts that you are being treated unfairly. Self-pity. Do you sit and wallow in self-pity? Oh, life's unfair. Oh, cards didn't come out on me properly. Look at the hand I was dealt. Or are you just doing something about it? Self-pity is distorted thoughts that you are being treated unfair. Number 13 is envy, wanting or coveting something or some advantage belonging to another. And the opposite of envy is gratitude. Vulgar, immoral thinking for number 14. Vulgar, coarse, crude, indecent, or obscene language and or behavior. Values-oriented thinking is the asset to that. Number 15 is destructive anger. A lot of us, some of these are like bam, bam, bam. There's 3 or 4 of them that are just obvious, like, yep, that's me. And destructive anger is one of that I know a few of you in here relate with, and I can relate with as well. Punching walls when you're mad, throwing things, breaking stuff. What are you looking for?
Key tags.
Oh, yeah. I think they're in that cup up there. Number 16 is resentment, ongoing destructive thoughts and holding grudges. Who's read the AA book? And resentment is one of the leading causes to relapse. Resentments. And that is one of the huge things we work on in step 4, right? And getting off our chest in 5. And then apologizing and trying to get through it in 8 and 9. This is step 6 and 7 stuff right here. Step 6, 7, and 10 as we go through these character defects. Like I said, we're about to go through a 6-week class, 2 days a week. We're going to go through all the 12 steps. And it's going to give you something to think about. It's not an assignment you have to have done the next day because we're going to move right on to the next step, but it's going to give you some awesome education. Number 17 will be negative thinking. And this is inaccurate thinking about your situation or your circumstance in life. And it can be a sense of hopelessness. And the opposite of that is positive thinking. Always try to think positive. And character defects are hard because they are fueled with emotion, and emotion is so difficult to overcome when it feels like your chest is on fire. It feels like there's a weight. It feels like there's a cloud over your head to try to break through that. And that's why we have the daily meeting at 1:00. That's why AA and NA exists. That's why group and communal therapies exist, because we come and we talk about it. I don't know what it is, what scientific fact can prove it, but when you say it out loud into another human being's ears, it takes the power and offers this huge relief off your chest. But that's the 17 we're going to go through. I'm going to, in the comment section of this, there's a whole bunch that are listed, and I'm going to drop this link in the description of this article that I just went through so that you can go through it later if you'd like. And I will put it in the Discord as well in recovery content. Let me see, recovery content. Bam, here comes the link.
Oh, look at that. Thank you again, Nicole, for throwing them character defects in there.
And now you can read that article on the character defects that we just went through. It's going to help you. I would suggest in early recovery in any time in life, and it's not something that we just stop like, okay, I got my character defects done. It's an ongoing life battle. You're going to have good days. You're going to have bad days. Reframe the brain is where I am. Amen. Yeah, we have to reframe. And on top of that, whatever chemicals we did, our brain is literally rewiring too, which, if we can get a hang of and get a handle on, even the better. Brad or Teeter, did you say you were going to start a late Zoom tonight?
I do believe so.
Okay. After this live stream, after we say the Serenity Prayer and we end it, there's going to be a Zoom. And if you are in the Discord, you'll see the link drop in the text chat. And jump in there. We'll talk. We'll hang out. It's a great place to be. On usually the late streams, I don't talk just because I talk a little bit, but I don't talk too much because I just got done speaking for an hour. But I like to listen, and I'll be in there. Go ahead.
Definitely. So, are we done with character defects now?
We are done with character defects.
Is there anybody here tonight that has 18 months of sobriety? Anybody? Anybody here? Anybody?
Me.
Raise your hand. What? Oh my gosh, LT, you have 18 months? That's so amazing.
You're supposed to give me a hug.
Oh, yeah. I would like to present you with this key tag.
Yay.
This. Whoa, he loves the key tag, so I made sure to get him one.
Right here, y'all.
Clean and serene. Can you read that? 18 months. You can't read it, but that's what it says. So, very proud of this man right here. 18 months. Tell us how you did it.
Tell us how I did it.
Tell us how you did it.
Oh my goodness, man. So tweaker, pothead, alcoholic. Oh man. Detox in a hospital for 4 days, 2 different IOPs and constant communication and studying recovery. Gotten so involved in recovery that I forgot to work my program, even though I was in recovery. I was like in a bouncy house, those bouncy houses. Just pretend that whole bouncy house is recovery. I was in there jumping and it was not affecting me at all. And I started reverting back into these character defects that we just went through and had to pull the plug, slow down, take it easy, just like Des always tells me. And honestly, it's recovering with people across the world. Merck, Polly, Alicia, Nicole, Michael Teeter, every one of you in the chat, especially those that are really involved in our community, and we've gotten to know each other so much that we, sometimes bug each other. It's being involved with you, and it's you guys allowing me to get things off my chest and giving me advice. And then I even hear somebody going through something. I may not even say it, but I hear somebody going through what I'm going through. And then I hear somebody, give some advice on it, and I take it to heart and I practice it. That's what's keeping me sober, wanting and understanding this little bit of time we have here on earth, wanting to rewrite my eulogy, wanting to grow and be happy and to affect a lot of people. I want to be, the day I die, my kids, whatever day that is, write my eulogy with honesty. Like, my dad was a good guy, and mean it, and not have to dig up lies about me because I was a belligerent, blackout, neglectful drunk in the basement like I was. Before that, it was just a neglectful pothead, and then a tweaker when I was in my early 20s. Like, you could not put nothing down around me because I would steal it and sell it for meth. If you lived in a 3-block radius of me when I was a tweaker, I apologize. And it's working my program. It's working my character defects, and it's having Felice sit by my side and encourage me and allow me to just be who I am. That's how I did it.
It's because he's so cute. Alan agrees. He said you're even sexier to him now.
So y'all, check this out. I got white, orange. Dang it, I relapsed. I got white, orange, and then it goes on to my 1 year. And then I will, after this live stream, connect my 18-monther.
Oh, look what Brad did.
Bam.
Because he loves you the most, he said.
Oh, sick.
$1
$1 a month.
Yes.
Thanks, dude. I appreciate that a lot.
What are you going to do with your $18? Tell us.
I'm
We
going to
all
buy
wanna
Brad a
know.
gift card and send it to him and tell him I love him.
You're so loved. There was lots of congratulations and they love yous.
Thank you, guys. Thank you all. Honestly, being here with you guys is what makes me go. And Felice and I are still trying to look into what it's going to take to get some recovering addict key tags so that we can start rewarding members of this place with some awesome recovering addict ones. I'd love to be able to do that. And the hats that we gave away a week or so ago, I'm sorry, we still haven't mailed them. We're trying to find cheaper boxes because I didn't realize how many we gave away. But they're coming soon. Carla, I know you had one. I don't know why your name comes to mind first, but anybody else that has one, Patrice, I think.
Yeah, there's quite a few.
But yeah, we got some hats to send out, and we will be sending those out too soon.
Yes.
God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can,
and the wisdom to know the difference.
Amen.
And yes, Teeter will be hosting the Zoom tonight.
Tonight, there's a live Zoom meeting. Pop in, express what's on your chest, ask questions, get to know everybody, because it's a great community. We recovered better together. And I will see you guys here in just a little bit. So until then, and until Tuesday and the rest of this week, do not put yourself in a high-risk situation. Stay strong. Work your program. Thank you, Brian Davis. And remember, we recover better together.